A couple weeks ago, I uploaded an Instagram reel saying you can fit 35-inch tires on a stock 4th gen Taco, and I was talking about specifically the 35 by 11.5 Falken AT4s on a stock 4th gen Taco. There's no lift, there's no cutting to make more space. The carpeting, even the mud flaps are still there. That little block in the back that's removable on 4th gen Tacos, that's still there with the carpeting in front of it. Nothing has been touched on the wheel well to make space for the bigger tires. It's very, very close to rubbing, but it's not rubbing. But the car was just stationary. We didn't drive it. So everyone in the comments was saying, as soon as you drive, actually, I'll read you some of the comments that we got. Bro forgot about up travel. And then the comments to that comment say, luckily, the only time that thing's getting flexed is speed bumps in the neighborhood. And then somebody else said, you don't need up travel in the Costco parking lot. That is all true. You don't need up travel in a Costco parking lot or around the neighborhood. So we're safe. As soon as that suspension sees an inch of travel, they're gonna rub. They'll be just fine in the mall. They're gonna rub off-road and no rubbing in the parking lot. That rubs 100%. I just go over a bump while turning. Until you deflate. That is very true. Deflating will make the tire wider, so chances are it'll rub. There was not too much space. So yeah, that might be true. Till you change the wheels to a negative offset, yeah, for sure. That's gonna happen. Hit a bump, I dare you. They still have those in the parking lot. The gas mileage decrease. Yes, there's some gas mileage related ones, which of course, that's gonna suck too, but you know, that's a given. Now do it with a hair of articulation. Till you hit a pothole. No rubbing until you go off-roading. The first bump, you'll regret that decision. So, needless to say, people did not agree with the fact that these clear. So that's what we're gonna do today. I wanna show you all the city driving, going up and down driveways, all the mall crawling activities. Maybe go over some curbs and driveways and see if I can make it rub, or see how hard it rubs, because people are saying that as soon as I turn, as soon as I flex a little bit, it's gonna rub. So maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. If so, we're gonna figure it out. And once we're done with all the mall crawling activities, we're gonna take it off-road and we're gonna put that to the test. Some people said it'll be good for mall crawling, but not for off-road. Some people say it's just undrivable and as soon as I turn, it's gonna rub. We're gonna find out exactly where the limit is. Now, I'm not suggesting you do this. I'm not saying this is a better option than lifting it. My point was, and I was impressed by it, the fact that 35s fit and they don't immediately rub. 35s on a 3rd gen Taco were immediately undrivable. A stock 3rd gen on 35s, undrivable. You can't even turn them. The fact that you can put 35s on a stock 4th gen Taco, even stationary, and turn the wheels, that's already an accomplishment in my book. That's already impressive. So first thing we're gonna do, we are in a little parking lot. There's a little driveway there. So I'm gonna show you how that goes, and then we're just gonna keep driving and find parking lots to go into. All right, I'm switching to camera audio instead of the microphone so that you can hear the rubbing when it happens, or if it happens, maybe it won't, maybe it won't, or maybe it will. It's a new day. We ran out of time yesterday to continue with our off-road testing, but we are out here now in somewhere, and we're gonna do our off-road testing now. We're gonna see if it's how bad it rubs, because according to everybody, it's gonna be rubbing pretty terribly right now. So let's confirm and see what it's doing. As you can see, I don't have a car right now, but it should be coming down that hill. Remember, we're trying to listen for rubbing here. There's not really any tire marks, either here or there or up the top. We'll look at the footage again, but when it flexes all the way up, you can see the bump stop catching it before it rubs on top. And also there's a cutout here. I'm guessing this is done for that purpose. This cutout is exactly where the tire would tuck into if you're fully flexed, so it doesn't come in contact with the fender. So we're gonna try this thing out under the bridge. It's a pretty steep uphill, a little bit of loose sand, some holes. Not the craziest, but we're still gonna do it. If you're in the San Diego area, in the off-road world, you probably know this hill. Again, 35 stock suspension, no lift, no anything. How's that? Did you have locker on?
No, that was
No
just four-wheel drive. Also a little bit more speed, but I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and the point here is that you can off-road with a 35s on stock suspension. In fact, if you had a suspension but no tires, if you were lifted with the best suspension ever, no tires, you wouldn't make it up. Maybe, but probably. It would be a lot harder. I don't know that stock tires would have made it up.
I recorded the screen, that was more than 30 degrees. So
30?
It was more than that. There's just,
Oh.
it just won't be on
Just
the
keeps,
gauge.
yeah.
So, and we'll put that up on the screen. But yeah, I don't think it's meant to go in the hill that steep, especially not with the stock tires. You also need to strengthen up your shock.
Oh yeah, yeah, because these shocks, as we know, they've been breaking a lot, and we happen to have a solution, 2 solutions for that. I'm gonna try to get ahead because I'm missing some of the action here. And with that, we're done with our testing. As you can see, 35s on the stock truck they work. People said an inch of travel is gonna make it rub. It doesn't. You can't off-road like that. Yes, you can. Up travel, the bump stop will catch you before you hit the fenders. There's no marks, there's no tire marks anywhere inside. Not to mention, prior to all this, we've been driving the truck daily for maybe a couple months already on 35s, and there's no visible marks. If it has rubbed, it's been so minimal, you can't even hear it in the cab. So it's doable. It's doable. The tires fit. Now, it is not the ideal setup. It's not the dream setup. If you're doing crazy off-road, you're very serious about it, you're probably gonna lift it anyways. You do want suspension on it. There's a lot of advantages of having proper suspension, but if you are doing just one thing, tires are what's gonna get you the most performance. You're not gonna do the Rubicon trail on them. You're not gonna go to, I don't know, Moab or the crazy rock crawling trails. But the setup, the way it is, it's plenty capable. Also, if you are mudding, if you have a lot of muddy roads, it's gonna accumulate on the wheel wells and you don't have a lot of room for that. So that might not be the best idea. That will probably end up ripping apart some of the plastics and some of the carpeting around it. So again, mall crawling or off-roading, this tire will be just fine. This tire actually fits in the stock wheel well. And if you wanted a little extra clearance, it's so easy to just remove the backside. There's a little block of a useless block that's attached to the frame. You can undo it with 3 bolts. That gives you a lot of extra clearance. It's like an instant cat mount chop. And then in the front, if you're willing to cut a little bit of plastic. So if you put an extra 30 minutes of effort, you gain a lot more clearance, probably enough to fit even a bigger tire. But the way it is, the way it comes from factory, you have plenty of space for these tires. So yes, you can off-road them. Yes, you can mall crawl with them. We've never even thought about it. That's how little, if at all, it's been rubbing throughout these month or month and a half or something. So now you know. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.